Hello and welcome to King's School Virtual Options Evening for Design Technology. I'm Mr. Trezair, I'm the Head of Technology at King's, and I'd like to also introduce my colleague Andrew Cheney, in addition to Mr. Webb, who is our technician and also ex-Head of Department for Technology, and who's somebody who brings incredible wisdom and skill that we value so much working with our students. So I'd like to outline our course for you. We use AQA, the exam board AQA. The course is split into two units. Unit 2 is the controlled assessment. They now call it the NEA, or non-exam assessment, in old money coursework, as it was otherwise known. Approximately 45 hours is dedicated to this over the period of Year 11. It used to be 60% of the final grade and the other 40% being the exam, but that has now changed in recent years to 50%. So it's now become a 50-50 split. So Unit 1 is the written paper, and that is a 2-hour exam and commands 50% of the overall grade. I should mention here that our course has changed somewhat over the years. It's now somewhat more of an environmental science qualification, in addition to the practical making that students do. We cover a range of different topics now, including industry and enterprise, sustainability in the environment and the challenges we face as a civilization, energy generation, energy storage, modern materials, smart materials, composites, and of course materials science in general. And that list is not exhaustive. Important to include a picture of our workshop. In normal circumstances, we would see parents and students visiting, and we'd be able to talk you through some of the machinery that we use and some of the things that we do within our subject. We have a wonderful range of facilities here at King's, which enable our students to create some pretty incredible projects. We have an excellent range of tools available, from a number of different power tools to hand tools to fixed woodworking machinery. And here are some examples. That specifically is a vacuum former, which enables us to show students how some of the things are designed and made in industry as well. So to break down the course and what we actually do, the course is front-loaded in terms of we cover the theory work for the exam in Year 10 alongside 3 or 4 practical projects that we do. Year 11 is spent mainly focusing on the design and make project, which is the coursework element, which is 50% of. So Year 10, we start off with the mini drawers project, and there's one example of it. That all the students make the basic box, which is essentially a cube with 2 drawers. So they're learning some joinery processes there. So you can see just from the top of the picture there, those are comb joints or finger joints, and the drawers are mitre joints. So they gain quite a bit of skill from that. A lot of them choose to make projects which involve making some sort of box, whether it be a cabinet or a stereo system, etc. They all make the basic box, and then they're tasked with designing or turning that into some sort of imaginative project, which you can see from the picture. A lot of that's been done using CAD/CAM. I've mentioned hand tools, etc., fixed woodworking machinery. some students prefer to go in that direction, some students prefer to go toward the digital design direction with regard to CAD/CAM. And I'll explain a bit more about that moving forward. As you can see, this is more of a hands-on project. Some students are more comfortable going down that route, and we absolutely encourage that. And Year 10 is about finding where their comfort zone is. This project has a little bit of both. Obviously, mainly done by hand. There's some CAD/CAM work done in there, incorporated in there as well. The handles on the drawers are drawn and designed in CAD, and as is the mirror element, and then cut using a laser cutter. This is a very hands-on project that Mr. Cheney runs, which is a metalwork project. Teaches the students to the end result is making a padlock, and we use the tap and die tools and a range of other metalworking tools to create this. The idea is that we are able to offer students a range of skills throughout Year 10 along with the theory, so that by the time they are ready to begin Year 11, they have the skills they need to be able to specialise in the area that suits them best. So some students tend to go down the CAD/CAM route. They're much happier sitting in front of a computer and designing. Other students are much happier making something with their hands and using physical tools, and we're able to extrapolate that from then, if you like, in Year 10, so that we can help to guide them through Year 11. So the picture of the classroom here is just to point out we have an excellent range of computers, enough for all students, which is helpful in order that they are all able to access the curriculum in terms of the digital element of it. So we use 2D design at King's, and this is a widely used platform in schools. 2D design is fairly simple to use as far as CAD platforms are concerned. It is an excellent foundation launchpad, I would say, for further CAD platforms. If you going straight into a 3D platform like AutoCAD or something can be very challenging. If you've started by using something like 2D design, and all of our students do at Key Stage 3, by the time they get to Key Stage 4, they have a good idea of how it works, and they're just able to build on those skills. And the fact is, it follows all the same mathematical principles as the more advanced pieces of software that one would use in industry if they chose to go into architecture or engineering, etc. Just nice to highlight the fact that we have a laser cutter. We also have a vinyl cutter as well. So anything they can design in CAD, they can cut out of sheet material, acrylic, plywood, etc., and some textiles. So I mentioned earlier that in Year 10 we have several projects that we do alongside the theory work. They tend to have one lesson on theory, one lesson on practical. Theory, practical, and it runs like that throughout Year 10. The clock project we do is always quite a big hit because we're able to produce quite professional looking clocks that have a real wow factor to them. The clocks we produce are or rather look very flashy because of the way that they're produced. So if I can just talk you through that. If we look at, they're not your normal school clock project. If we take the one in front of us, for example, now, the NASA clock, the way that is designed is it's actually two pieces of 3mm acrylic. So if you can imagine, behind what you're looking at is a blue 3mm acrylic disc with a hole in it for the clock mechanism, and then another blue disc sits on top with all of the bits cut out, all of the letters and then cut out, and then all of the letters are then cut out of the other colours and then slotted in like a jigsaw puzzle over the top. And that's what, and they're fixed in with a solvent, so there's no join, you don't see any glue or anything. And that's what gives them their wow factor. And that's completely drawn in CAD. And cut out on the laser. So once we finish up in year 10 and we've covered all the theory work and we've hopefully covered enough practical projects that have enhanced our students' skills to get them ready to design and make something of their choice in year 11, we begin the year 11 coursework, or NEA, non-exam assessment part of the course. What I'm showing you now is just a few of the projects that we've made over time with the students, or they've made, but we've obviously guided them with. This is a bird box that you're looking at. Now this one was designed all in CAD, and that's what suited that student. That student was very happy just sitting in front of the computer, and was somebody that was interested in going into architecture and design. What she wasn't exactly sure what she wanted to do, but she was very sure that she wanted to work in a design format using the computer. So all of that was we were able to make at King's through CAD/CAM. One of the projects that's really always quite a big hit for us at King's is the stereo project. We have anybody that's aware of the Year 8 project that we run, this is not that. The Year 8 project is a wonderful project, but it's the kits that we get are when we buy 300, they cost about £1.60. This is a serious stereo project that we run, which is another kit that we get in, and then the students, they have to solder all the kit together, which is quite challenging, but it has a great sound to it. It is a proper stereo system, and they design the box all around it, and they have to research how the design of the box will affect the sound, and it does affect the sound, and some are better than others. This was a real hands-on project. This chap really wanted to make a guitar. We always try and facilitate students' creativity wherever we can, and this student made an absolutely wonderful job. Was in after school every Friday after school when we run a twilight session to ensure that he was able to produce the best result possible. And it played very well, I might add, in the end. So finally, just to wrap up, we're very passionate about our subject, and our students give us very good feedback and appear to enjoy it very much, which we hope is and that's obviously our aim. But where does it lead? That's one thing we always like to point out. There are a number of career directions that you can go in with our subject. Even if you don't go into any of those careers, we firmly believe that that you are utilising all of the subjects that you're learning in school: maths, English, science, engineering. It's bringing everything together. It's allowing you to problem solve and work as a team, and it's just very valuable from a creativity point of view, especially when everybody's working so hard in year 11 with their GCSEs. And from Christmas time, once we finish doing the kind of the admin element, that it's just purely practical work making for 4 months, and we always find that students see that as a bit of a sanctuary where they can come in and they know they're doing something creative, and so we're always very for having a creative outlet in year 11, regardless of you know what your aim might be in terms of career moving forward. But there are many careers that our subject facilitates. Some students are very much leaning to going towards the trade, and many others are looking at management roles or going into designing roles. All of which this is the kind of foundation step towards. So hopefully that's been enlightening for you, and if you have any more questions, please feel free to contact me, Mr. Trezair, at King's School, at your convenience. I hope you enjoyed that, and thank you very much for listening. Thank you.